Hey Amir, what do you want to talk about today?
The same thing we talk about every day, Eric. Why is Kingsgate Mall so iconic? Is it even a mall?
That's how we'll open. I guess that's how we're going to open then, because I suck and I screwed the open up.
We're live right now.
Welcome to Eric's living room. How's that? Kingsgate Mall is iconic. We can argue whether or not it is a mall, as Amir suggested, because I am Eric and he is Amir, and this is Eric's living room. But it is iconic.
It's a strip mall. But I mean, you don't call strip malls. You call them malls still for some reason. But why is it iconic? Is it iconic in your opinion?
Well,
Should we define iconic?
I think that I was just going to say the same thing. We go with these words nowadays that are iconic and people are brilliant. So, let's base iconic off something. Okay, so I know that it's been there a long time and that it's got a something to do with a subway car out front. But other than that, honestly, I don't know the history.
I don't really either. It's just become, I think because the neighborhood that it is in, like Mount Pleasant,
Yes.
East Van, there's a lot of, I think it's the community around there that has made it kind of iconic. There's a lot of people our age that live around there. And I wonder if it's almost like more ironic than it is iconic, you know?
Good one. Because what is there? Okay, there's Chai 69.
Oh, Chai 69 is one of the most iconic Indian kiosks in all of the Lower Mainland. I'm making that up. I've never been there.
Me neither.
Why is it called Chai 69?
I don't know. Is it more than just chai? What else are we getting?
They've got some butter chicken. They've got samosas. They've also got sandwiches. So a bit of fusion going on.
Okay, because I haven't actually looked at the recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Or the menu, sorry.
Oh, yeah. They've got butter chicken for sure. They don't have anything vegan, sadly. But yeah, why is it even called Chai 69? It's
then
odd.
There's oddly enough, the flower shop has expanded.
There's a flower shop?
Yeah, it's quite
is.
big now. It used to be smaller. But I don't... to further the conversation about iconic and what is, okay, let's really back it up. Like, who cares about any space? I really don't hold on to space as something important. I think that, sure, there can be pivotal moments that are played in that space.
Sure.
And that space is important to those moments. And without that space, things wouldn't have happened the way they did in whatever said story. But that story's happening no matter what the space is. So the person in the story is what I'm onto. So when it comes to spaces, I'm like, okay, there's some cool cities like New York. There's maybe one space that I want to go there. But other than that, I'm not really interested in going and seeking out just a place.
I
You know
agree.
what I mean?
What's that space in New York, though, just out of curiosity?
It would be, I don't even think it's around anymore, to be honest. 5 Points.
So there is.
It's a giant graffiti building. It's called 5
cool.
Points. Yeah. But go ahead.
There is actually one spot that I thought of in my history that I'm like, okay, this place is kind of iconic.
Yeah.
It's called Amoeba Records, and it was in Hollywood. It's just this really cool record store, basically, or music store. But there's just something about the vibe of the store, the way it's decorated, how big it is.
Okay.
And a friend had recommended that I go in, and I did. And I was like, okay, this place is really cool. But again, would I say iconic? Like, would I go back to Hollywood just to visit
Right.
this place?
Right.
I don't know if I would.
Would you go anywhere? What's a place right now that you could think of that you would want to go to see something? Right?
Yeah, nowhere. I mean, when I travel, it's not about a place. It's about the place. You know,
Yes.
it's about the city. It's about walking around the streets, walking around the
Right.
neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And on that note, like, is there even a neighborhood in Vancouver that's iconic? Would you consider like Gastown iconic or Commercial Drive iconic?
Again, not iconic. Cool. There's
Cool.
lots of really cool vibe in places and places I like to hang out. But no place that's iconic. Maybe on a sub-local level like the NAM.
Oh yeah, sure.
On 4th.
Yeah.
I
They're
would say
still open, eh?
A place, yeah, they were supposed to close,
Oh, yeah,
but
I
they ended
remember
up
that.
staying open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because the NAM, if you're not familiar, that's allegedly the owners say, but it's pretty factual. The people who started Greenpeace used to meet there, and they're vegetarians, and it's part of the whole scene, and that Greenpeace started here. And so that's the story behind that. So in that sense, it's iconic. But I guess if we're getting to the definition of iconic, it's so niche.
And
it
kind
can
of
be
subjective,
niche. It can be
right?
anything. Yeah, right.
Like something can be iconic to one person and not iconic to another.
Like people too. People the same way. Like Yoko Ono. For some
Mm.
reason, people think that barf noises are iconic.
She sounds like a goat.
I used to play a game on the radio called Yoko or a Goat.
Oh, that's where I'm getting that
That's
from.
probably it. And we play a sound like this.
Maybe they'll bring out the hazel me.
And we play it, and we'd see what happens.
What did I say?
Maybe we'll bring out the hazel me. Because we're talking about my hazel eyes the other day. So this sound that you just heard
Maybe they'll bring out the hazel me.
is Amir. And last episode, we talked about my hazel eyes. And I was like, bring out my hazel eyes. And Amir stumbled and said,
Maybe they'll bring out the hazel me.
Oh
my God.
maybe it will bring out the hazel
Can't
me.
trust Eric with any sound bites.
But to the spaces, this just popped into my head. The problems that they could cause.
What do you mean?
Or the things that they can sustain.
Oh.
Because problems that they can cause, so we go to save a building that's important to people and iconic, quote unquote, and we put a lot of effort into saving something iconic to spare, say, housing. So we're saving an old building that has 4 units in it that's iconic in someone's minds, and we could build the housing that, just as an example, let's not get into the housing conversation, but a complex that had 10 people. So that it could see like it interfering in some ways in life.
Oh yeah. I mean that conversation is actually, to bring it back to Kingsgate, happened at Kingsgate, because there's ideas about developing that area, maybe demolishing Kingsgate.
Yeah.
And while we might argue about whether it's iconic or not,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Whether we agree with whether it's iconic or not, it is a fixture. There's a lot of people that depend on Kingsgate Mall because there are people obviously that aren't made of money like we aren't, and there's a lot of shops at Kingsgate that do cater to people that have affordability needs. So affordability is important to a lot of people. I've been thinking, how important is affordability in Vancouver really? The city should be focused on higher taxes so that it can make improvements that look appealing on the global stage. So what if a middle to low class income earner can't afford decent shelter? At least Vancouver would appear on at least 13 lists a year on blogs that say it's one of the best places in the world to live. We've already seen countless reports that state that once things get too expensive for a Vancouver resident, they'll move to Alberta. So let Alberta take care of these lazy millennials and Gen Z Bieber babies who don't have the strength to work 3 jobs so they can afford a studio apartment in New West. If these losers are desperate to live in Vancouver, there are plenty of rental suites that offer bedrooms that are shared with 7 other deadbeats in a basement suite they aren't allowed to prepare their packet noodles in. Affordability is a sign of weakness in a city like Vancouver. We're the luxury car capital of North America, and we should lean into that. On my daily commute to downtown Vancouver from the apartment I can barely afford in New West, I likely only see 3 or 4 Ferraris or Lambos. That's combined, not each. We can do better. And if you're stuck on affordable housing, the city is hard at work. Every so often, the city tells us a new affordable development is on its way to being built sometime in the next decade. Most of these developments offer at least 10 whole units. Plus, these developments often accommodate residents who earn at least $70,000 or more per year. That's affordable. That's a cause for celebration. Would Rolls-Royce ever consider bringing another showroom to Kits? Would casinos stop enabling money launderers? Would we even be Vancouver anymore? This is our identity. Luxury cars, high rollers, Hollywood North, and Lululemon. The next time you think about complaining about where the city stands on affordability, look at all the good it's doing. And remember, Alberta is just a short, ultra-low fare airline trip away. Vroom, vroom.
You're adorable in that little thing.
You left me unattended, though.
I did.
You're not supposed to leave children unattended in that thing.
Should we bring little Amir out really quick and talk to him, see how he's doing, to see how that affected little Amir? Did that affect you?
You know what? There was a part of little Amir that I think really enjoyed that. Eric's talking about the inner child therapy work that I've been doing.
Oh, yeah, good call, actually. Yeah, that blew my mind how you twisted that on me there.
Yesterday was my last session. And one of the things that my therapist has told me is to do things that little Amir would enjoy doing, or eating foods that little Amir would enjoy to, comfort that inner child. I don't want to get into any of the specific details about yesterday's appointment, but
okay. What can you get into? What would you like to share that's, comfortable for you? Because, this is helpful for people. But I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but do share what you can.
For sure. I mean, a lot of the conversation stemmed around relationship issues, and long story short, stemmed from my fear of losing somebody. And
Oh, you have abandonment issues?
I've always had
Me
abandonment
too.
issues.
I got them heavy.
Since starting therapy, though, has it changed for you? Has it become better?
Yes, so
For
much
me
helpful.
too.
Yeah, because even my abandonment it was so bad at one point where I would hang out with a friend and like be emotional when I left, thinking, "Oh crap, this is probably the last time I'm going to see him. Doesn't like me, would get into that whole thing." But yeah, no, totally abandoned. And it brings me back to a child. I would always be so scared to leave my mom. In certain situations because I didn't know if she was going to go for a long time or just be gone for a little while.
That actually connects to something from my childhood too,
Yeah.
which was the fact that my mom, when she was in distress, let's say, and just sick of the situation at home because my dad was a douchebag, and I don't blame her for feeling sick at home. She would often just threaten to leave, and sometimes she'd be like, "I'm leaving," and she would walk out of the house, and I would think that she's actually gone.
Bro.
But she's just like out in the back gardening, but she would still leave on that note to leave that impression
Right.
I don't know, to scare me, but to scare the family to some degree.
No,
just 'cause,
but
like,
it
no
did
one helps me, that kind of thing.
But it did scare the shit out of you, obviously. Oh, my goodness.
I
dude,
actually remember.
that's
I remember
awful.
peeing myself once
Yeah,
when that
dude.
happened.
Really?
Literally on the
Oh,
couch. I
yeah.
just remember that now.
Oh man, Mom, that was me. But I get, again, sympathy to your mom for being in the situation that she was in, because I can't imagine. But shit, Ma, that's rough. Rough on little Amir. That's tough.
Yeah, I didn't always feel that way about my mom. Like when I was younger, I had a lot of like angst and resentment, but now I'm like totally understanding of her situation. But anyway, one of the things was bringing the fear of losing somebody out of me and putting it next to me as she did with little Amir, and just had us talking to the fear, asking me like to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I called it a 7 or an 8.
What?
Mhm.
Amazing. Okay, I haven't done anything like that. That's cool.
And just kind of addressing why you're scared. Like people are usually scared of the unknown, and unless you're psychic, these things you're scared of might not even happen ever. So what's the point of being scared of them? We went through a conversation like that, and by the time the conversation was done, that fear level had gone down to a 6. So that was kind of the gist of it. Yeah.
Yes, like a 5, 6, 4 is probably feel like that's manageable.
Yeah, 7, 8 she called pretty large, so I'm glad we got
Okay.
it down there. Eric,
Okay.
Eric, sorry, I'm really sorry. You have to tell the story. It's bugging me. It's bugging me.
Well, I was going to get into it gradually with ask you about relationship stuff because you mentioned it at the start there.
It's sorry. It's
But it's
gnawing
man,
at me.
you really just crowbarred that shit in, man. You really like hearing about my horrible things that happened in my life to me.
I've been teasing you about it a lot, and I'm sorry.
So I'm a stalker,
Okay.
and I
really.
didn't mean to be, and I don't know if I am now. I'm questioning everything.
I mean, I don't know if
and
the
my
police
sanity.
are gonna buy that story. I didn't mean to be a stalker.
No.
It's an accident.
We'll find out soon enough when I tell the police when they come to my house and arrest me. So I've shared how I don't have a problem talking to girls in a casual way, but when it comes to girls that I've had feelings for a while or want to get, romantic or emotional with, it's a larger hump for me to get over. And it's not that I can't do it, but it's just a bigger hump. And so I had shared that, and then I shared that I took a chance. I took the leap and got over the hump. For the hump, you know what I'm saying? Hey! And the response was positive. This person is incredibly busy. As I mentioned, she's a nurse. And so she's so busy and she's doing all kinds of things. It's tough to lock her down. And she was honest with me about, exactly that. And she's been single a long time, and it might take a while for her to, figure it out, whether it's emotionally or what we are, what we could be or anything like that, which is fine. And that's cool. I'm cool. I got patience for it. I got tons of patience right now, so it's all good. So that doesn't bother me. But so we went out on a date on last Saturday, just this past Saturday. So like 5 days ago, we went to the VSO. We went to the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
They played it live to the movie.
That sounds awesome.
It was awesome. And I'd only been to the Orpheum once before. It was for a comedy show and it was for work. So I didn't get to enjoy it. But it was lovely. And I had a good time. And she was tired, so we didn't hang out after. Not that I was expecting us to, but And so 2 days later, I texted her. I was like, yo, just still thinking about you. Hope you had a good time. I did. Blah, blah, blah. And then a couple days later, I was like, I go and I drop off some flowers.
That's a really nice gesture.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I wanted to do it sooner and even before we went on the date, but just to be like, I'm just trying to break the ice because some people are, tough to penetrate their shell. And they're a gooey, lovable inside, but getting inside is difficult. And so I've been thinking about making a move to really show, hey, I'm serious. I like you. You're dope. And so flowers. And so I was like, yo, okay, we went on a date. I texted her. She didn't respond, but she's busy. And then I'm like, okay, well, screw it. I'll just bring her some flowers. So I packed Teeny up. I grabbed some flowers. And I grabbed a card. And I wrote this and I wasn't trying to be romantic. This stupid poem popped into my head about like having stuff on my cheek. And so I wrote this corny ass poem. And I'm thinking about it now as I go along.
Oh.
And I write like a 4-year-old. So I get why anybody saw this and be weirded out if they didn't know. And so I walk to where she works and I leave it with some coworkers. And I'm like, please make sure you tell her this is from Eric.
Why couldn't you leave it with her? She's not there at the moment?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So I leave it and I'm like, here you go. And please tell her it's Eric. And apparently that didn't happen. Apparently the person, because she's in the public eye as a nurse where she's at, I don't want to say too much. People know who she is. And so she has some trouble with people bothering her. And so when I dropped it off, I guess she didn't hear me because she was looking at Teeny when I said it's from Eric. And so they got this nice flowers from what they thought was a stalker.
Oh.
And now I'm thinking about it. I swear to God, this is kind of like, honestly, I write so poorly. The spaces aren't correct and I misspelled some things maybe too. But it was just funny. I was just trying to be funny. And so they looked at that. And so I texted her. Oh, because I saw on Instagram that they posted that they were out of town doing a conference or something like that.
Gotcha.
So I was like, oh, dang, I sent you some flowers and you're not going to get them. You won't be back for any time. And they're like, yeah, oh, that was from you. Oh, I got a text from someone at work saying I got it. But again, they thought it was a stalker.
Oh, no.
So it wasn't said. And now the thing is, though, I wrote this stupid little poem that she hasn't read. But that when a stalker sends something to the office, who reads it? Who reads it, Amir? You worked in radio. You know what we do to things that come to the office because we get stalked. We read it.
Scrutinize that
We
crap,
read it and we
laugh
text
at
it to our friends.
Mock it.
So everyone at this person's place of work read my stupid fucking little thing I wrote.
Come on, you guys. That's not on you.
They didn't tell her it was from Eric. And now it's like so awkward. But I honestly, I don't care. It's fine. It's a cute little thing, but it's very like the initial impact has been awful.
This sounds like a skit on an episode of Seinfeld or something.
Life, bro.
George Costanza visits a nurse, drops out some flowers, and it's the receptionist's fault. It's not George's fault.
It's not.
George is innocent. His intentions were good.
It wasn't the summer of George.
Oh.
But now I'm wondering too, like if something works out, will her work people's taste in me be not, good?
Oh no, I think once this blows over and if anything does happen, it'll be just this funny memory to look back on.
Okay, so if you were a friend and they told that story to you about me, you wouldn't be like, this guy's an idiot.
Oh no, I would be like, oh, that's really sweet. It's too bad that it was misrepresented as him being a stalker. That's nuts. Shouldn't be the first assumption of why people drop off flowers.
Right?
Come on. Is there not any humanity left in this world? Damn it.
Stalker.
Eric is not a stalker. He just likes flowers and women.
That sounds just like a stalker, bro. Come on. We're trying to clear my name.
Speaking of women.
Yes.
Let's
not. I'm single for life, but go ahead.
Don't worry. It's not actually about women.
Okay.
But if this girl you liked that you dropped off flowers for in our stocking.
Yes.
Kidding.
Don't say kidding.
If she listened to an artist that you really, really disliked, like for me, someone like that would be, I don't know, Ed Sheeran. I really can't stand Ed Sheeran.
Why do you hate Ed so much? And not saying I like Ed.
It's a mainstream thing. I just can't get on board with mainstream.
Yeah, I get that.
So say you hated Ed Sheeran as much as I do, and this person liked Ed Sheeran a lot, and she was obsessed with Ed Sheeran. Would that be a deal breaker for you at all?
No, I don't think so. No, I think that would add to the fun of the relationship.
Really?
I don't think it would break us up. And even if it was like I mentioned Yoko Ono earlier, and I hate her. Like I can honestly say that her music, not her as a person, I don't care. And I don't get into the Beatles thing. John Lennon and Paul McCartney broke the Beatles up. But yeah, I can't think of a group because I like country. I'm getting the hiccups. I like country music.
You do.
So I can relate to a
Oh.
girl that likes a woman that likes country because I'll just go to like 90s country, like Clint Black or Down Yonder on the Chattahoochee.
Oh, that's fair.
That's what I do. Like if someone says they have a music that they like say like Ed Sheeran, because I'm not a huge fan of Ed Sheeran, no, but you really got to get into why you hate him. I could just be like, oh, he did a song with this person. I can relate that way.
You know why I hate him? It's that fucking
What song?
Shape of You song.
Oh, it's so bad.
And I love in the body.
funny
Just
about
stop playing it.
The first time I heard that song, I was like, you know what, Ed? I don't think this one's a hit.
And it's a fucking
And
massive,
it was massive hit. It was
why?
huge.
It sounds so dumb.
And
Sorry.
The video was sexy too with the boxing and the girl that she was.
I don't even know the
She
video.
was fine.
I don't think
Oh,
I've
yeah.
watched a music video in ages. Anyway,
Bro,
yeah, Ed
I saw the
Sheeran-
coolest music video the other day. They did it one take Jake, or one take Janet, or one take Janice, and they were in one of those 0G planes.
Oh.
And they had a bunch of stuff. And the song was okay. It was very poppy, but it was it took me back to the days of pop-up video in the 90s when videos were dopeness, and we looked forward to it. Like, I remember waiting once for 12 hours on a couch to see the new Ren and Stimpy video, Canadian Kilted Yaxman.
It's a song?
Yes.
Wow.
From the 90s. And I waited all day to see the video because it was just legendary, and they kept pushing it back.
That reminds me of your G Zero Gravity whatever video. Reminds me of Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity music video.
Yeah.
So cool. It's one of my favorite music videos of all time. But I also remember waiting for when a new Michael Jackson music video would debut.
Bro.
And it'd be an event on MTV. You'd be
Dude.
waiting for it.
Those history videos off the History album, yeah, they were definitely.
Remember the Time was another song that was like huge when it came out because Eddie Murphy was in the video. And
Black and White?
Black and white.
Black
Black
or white?
Black or
Which one?
Black or white.
Well, okay, yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're black and white, or does it? What if you are black and white?
Well, it does matter because we have to have representation. Come on, Mike. But yeah, that was a good time.
Michael was
videos.
black and white, technically.
Ooh, yeah. But I'm trying to think maybe something beyond music.
Right, like a book or a movie or a TV show
Yeah,
or something.
people that read in general, I'm not in. But racism would probably stop me from dating someone. Gonna be straight up about that.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
I mean,
how
especially
mu-
for me.
Is there a tolerance of the amount of race? No, there's no tolerance. That's not a funny joke. Oh, no, is there?
So, like,
You're the brown dude, man.
like sometimes I'm a little mean towards my own people. Does that count as racism?
No, because
Okay.
racism it's a system. It's a system put into oppress a racialized community, and you speaking about your community isn't racist. I would say it's offensive. And what's the other word?
Prejudice.
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 Possibly prejudice. I would
Yeah,
say.
I'm not
Yeah.
prejudiced against brown people. I just make fun of a lot of them a lot because I grew up with
Yeah.
brown people, and some of them are just a little kooky, a little wacky.
Well,
Being nice.
I make fun of old German and Romanian people because my grandparents were nuts.
Yeah,
And they're German Romanian.
That's allowed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
I think so. All right. So yeah, other than racism, music, no. Movies even so, because I've watched some bad movies with girls.
I've got another one.
Yo.
Reality TV. There's certain reality TV shows that if you're watching these, people make it a part of their routines. Like they're gonna go home and watch Bachelor at night.
Yeah.
What some people are talking about at work right now is this. I think it's called Golden Bachelor. Have you heard of it?
No.
But it's like I
What's
believe the main bachelor is like a senior, so it's all centered around seniors. And one of my coworkers did a story about the fact that there was an event at a seniors home where everyone was just watching this. I know. I just find like good for you guys. You've got something to be entertained by that relates to you. Like it's cool that they did this show that caters to this demographic that not a lot of TV does.
No.
But yeah,
No.
if a partner of mine watched certain reality TV shows and it was important to them, that'd be tough. For me.
Okay, because I'm gonna get white girl here. I love a charcuterie and some snuggles and some reality TV, yo.
Oh.
Straight up.
That's Eric's feminine side talking.
100%. That I don't even like charcuterie usually. I think it's annoying and I make fun of it. Like, who needs a pile of meat that big? It's so wasteful.
It's pretty pretentious.
And there's it's so much meat, and everybody's always wearing white around them.
Gotta have
Anyways,
fine cheeses on the board.
yeah.
Come on.
Oh, we got to eat it with the toothpick? No, I'm just gonna eat it.
olives,
Yeah.
prosciutto.
And who isn't touching it? Someone touched that meat.
I'm not touching it.
Someone did though.
That's gross.
All right. What do you want to talk about next time, Amir?
I thought we could talk about my fear of spiders and how brown kids were racist to me in high school.